It has been the custom of Christians all over the world to celebrate Christmas on 25th of December each year, believing that is Jesus' birthday. Now the question is, when was Jesus born? Before we continue, please subscribe to our channel. The Bible gives no specific date of Jesus' birth. However, the date can be estimated based on when Hebrew shepherds historically tended their flocks in open fields, and according to the biblical account of Mary and Elizabeth's pregnancies. What month was Jesus born in? As we look at the story of when Jesus was born, we often think of the shepherds in the fields watching over their flocks. What can this evidence tell us about the date of Jesus' birth? Were the flocks in the fields around the time of our modern-day Christmas, December 25th? Let's look at what the Bible says in Luke 2 verses 8 to 9. Now there were in the same country shepherds living out in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And behold, an angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were greatly afraid. According to Bible commentator Adam Clark, it was customary for the Jews to send their sheep to pasture from the spring until early October. As the cold winter months began, the flocks would return from the fields for shelter and warmth. Since the shepherds were still tending their flocks in the fields around Bethlehem, it can be concluded that the angels announced the news of Jesus' birth no later than October. Clues to determine Jesus' birthday. We can find some additional clues to answer the question of when was Jesus really born by looking at the birth of John the Baptist. Luke 1 tells of Zacharias, who was from the priestly order of Abijah, and his barren wife, Elizabeth, becoming pregnant with John the Baptist after his days of service in the temple. In the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, Gabriel visited Mary with the news that she would give birth to Jesus. The approximate month of Jesus' birth can thus be determined by counting from the date of Zacharias' priestly service until the birth of Jesus. Jewish priests were divided into 24 courses which ministered throughout the year in the temple. The order of Abijah was the 8th priestly course which served in the temple during the 10th week of the priestly cycle. The start of the 10th week coincided with the second Sabbath in the month of Sivan, which runs approximately from mid-May to mid-June. Soon after Zechariah returned from his priestly duties, Elizabeth became pregnant with John the Baptist. Luke 1 verses 24 to 28, 31 records these events. Now after those days his wife Elizabeth conceived. And she hid herself 5 months, saying, Thus the Lord has dealt with me, in the days when he looked on me, to take away my reproach among people. Now in the 6th month the angel Gabriel was sent by God to a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man whose name was Joseph, of the house of David. The virgin's name was Mary. And having come in, the angel said to her, Rejoice, highly favored one, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women. And behold, you will conceive in your womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Jesus. Therefore, according to the texts above, we can approximate the month of Jesus' birth to be around the time of Tishri, currently September. To arrive at this date, start at the conception of John the Baptist, Sivan, count forward 6 months to arrive at Gabriel's announcement of the conception of Jesus, Kislev. Then count forward 9 more months, the time it takes for human gestation, to reach Tishri, when Jesus was born. One may ask, where does the celebration of Christmas on December 25th come from? In the book of Genesis 10 verse 8, we meet a very famous man named Nimrod. He was the first human king in the Bible. Nimrod is described as a mighty man in Genesis 10 verses 8 to 12. The beginning of his kingdom was in Babel, Erech, Akkad, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. He also built Nineveh and Rehoboth-ir. Nimrod's wife was called Semiramis. Nimrod was a very wise man, talented in ruling, skilled in many things, capable and influential, great thinker, capable of action. His ideas were accepted by all people. He built the city of Nineveh and the city of Babel. He built the wall of Babel around the city to prevent the problem of wild animals that were troubling. After Nimrod's death, the queen committed adultery with her priest in the worship of the sun god. In this act, she became pregnant. Because she was a queen without a husband and now pregnant, her people asked her where the baby came from since she didn't have a husband. Carefully and systematically, the queen replied that when she woke up one morning and went to watch the sun rise, the sun's rays hit her abdomen and she felt signs of pregnancy and the baby started to grow slowly. Semiramis had to lie to avoid being killed by her people due to their customs and traditions. Semiramis became pregnant on March 25th and gave birth on December 24th to December 25th. On the morning of December 25th, there was a big celebration for the birth of the child Tammuz, who was believed to be holy because his conception was from the sun's rays. And it was also believed that Nimrod continued to have children with his wife while in the sun. Jeremiah 7 verses 17 to 18 shows the festivities surrounding Tammuz's birth, which was also acknowledged by the Israelites. Fathers, mothers, and children all participated in the preparations for this big celebration. However, this child died after only 3 years, and there was great mourning for Tammuz. Elders, mothers, and all children mourned bitterly. It is described in Ezekiel 8 verse 14. Semiramis, the wife of King Nimrod, came up with another lie that she went to the goddess Hera, who instructed her to gather all women to fast for 40 days for a wish to be fulfilled. Semiramis did so, gathering all women to fast for 40 days, and this is the origin of Lent. On the 25th of December was the day to celebrate Tammuz's birth. But today it has been turned into the day to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, something that is not correct, but a plan to continue the glory of the ancient gods.